One question we get all the time is, what is the actual cost of living in Sioux Falls and the surrounding area? So I'm going to break it down for you today. Hi everybody, I'm Amy Stockberger. I'm one of the broker owners of Amy Stockberger Real Estate right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If this is your first time out to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, breeding, playing in the Sioux Falls area, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on the beautiful little bell so you can be notified every time we put out a new video. We get so many people calling us each and every day about relocating here to our beautiful home sweet Sioux Falls, and we absolutely love it. If you're thinking about a move and relocating, give us a call, send us a text or an email. The number and information should be right on the screen below. I've helped thousands of families not only relocate to our beautiful slice of heaven here in Sioux Falls, but we also get them integrated into our community. We've done other videos similar to this, but this is more of a deep dive of what it costs to live in the Sioux Falls area. If you're out Googling information about what it costs to live in Sioux Falls, likely that information is 3 to 5 years old, so I'm going to give you the most up-to-date, latest and greatest on those costs. Sioux Falls is 6% lower than the national average, which is heavily related to our friendly tax climate. As a reminder, we do not have a state income tax or a personal property tax. If you're comparing moving to South Dakota compared to another state with an income tax, make sure you're taking that into effect and working out those numbers so you can see how that's going to benefit your annual bottom line. Another reason our cost of living is so wildly low is we have affordable housing. We have a lot of people coming from the east or the west coast, and housing costs are a tremendous deal here in Sioux Falls compared to the prices they're used to paying. In the Sioux Falls area, our average home price is around that $305,000. That's up in some areas close to 16% from last year. The median home price in Sioux Falls is right around that $262 right now, which is up over about 12 to 13% from 2020. It's good for you to understand the difference though between the median price of a home and the average price of a home, because often that median price of a home is a better indicator of what the actual home prices are in the area. So real quick, just as a side, just so we're all on the same page, let's just do a quick breakdown of the definitions of those two meanings, median versus average. So by definition, median means all the houses that's right in the middle, so all the houses that have sold the very lowest and the very highest, and then that one that's right in the middle, so half of the houses have sold underneath that price and half of the houses have sold above that price. That gets you that median price. Average is going to take the total of all the houses that have sold. So let's just, for easy comparison here, say 10 houses have sold in a specific neighborhood in 1 month. It's going to take the prices of those 10 houses and just average them. So what happens when you are taking the average price, that can spike one way or the other pretty quickly, because if you had a house that was really out of proportion and sold for way higher and or way lower, that's going to affect that price, whereas that median price is really a good indicator of that middle number of 50% sold below that number and 50% sold above that number. So it's an incredible time to buy real estate in Sioux Falls. You can live in your home, you can make memories in your home, and you can make money at the same time with that appreciation rate going up to that close to 16% in a lot of areas. Some rough number breakdowns too, just if you're doing comparisons from one area to the other. If you take a mortgage payment at about $300,000 and you do 10% down on your mortgage, and let's just estimate a 3.5% interest rate, that would run you for a principal and interest payment per month anywhere between that $1,400 and $1,600 a month. That's pretty awesome. If you take that median price of that $262, that would run you about $1,000 a month. That's beautiful. And if you're, in case you're looking for rental or you're renting for a short time, here's what you can expect in a 2-bedroom apartment. Well, that's going to run you right around $920 a month. And our rental market is increasing about as quickly, if not even a little bit quicker, than our residential real estate that you can purchase. And the reason that is we just had such a boom of people who got into rentals in the summer of 2021, and we saw that our occupancy rates of our multifamily went to close to 100%. And so our rental market has increased quite a bit. If you're looking for an example of a single family home to rent, a 2 to 3 bedroom starts approximately about that $1,600 a month. So it's still a decent rent and an affordability. It's just finding that space right now. We are seeing more options of Airbnbs and just some short-term rentals that are furnished, so you do have some quality of rental there as well. Utility costs. Our utility costs are well below the national average. In the city of Sioux Falls, our city is the one who handles our water, and our water costs differ between the season you're in. So during the summer months, if you have a sprinkler system and or if you have a hose hooked up and you're watering your lawn because it gets hot in August and a little bit dry, if you want to do that, your costs are going to be higher because you're spending more money on that water. In the winter months, it's going to be less. So anywhere between that $50 to $100 a month is what that water and sewer cost is going to be. That $50 is going to be more in the winter months when you're not running that outside sprinkler or that hose as much, and that $100 is going to be on average of what you'll spend during those hotter seasons. Our electricity bills are quite low as well, but again, electricity is really more based on that user usage. So that means what you have hooked up for TVs, computers, what's pulling power from that house is what's going to affect what that bill is. So if you stay at home, it's going to be higher. If you work at home, it's going to be higher. But on average, electricity bills run around that $110 a month. We have a ton of garbage services here, and garbage service removal is really economical as well. Recycling, of course, is included in that, and those run right around that $25 a month. And then our gas bills. So for those of you who have never lived in a four-season climate or a winter climate, our gas bills are really reasonable as well. So during the summer months, you aren't going to be using that gas unless you have a gas range or if you turn a fireplace on if it gets a little bit chilly, which it rarely does. But our gas bills will run anywhere to about $25 a month during those summer and those hotter months. And really, on average, at about $125 a month if you have a semi-insulated home, not a really old home that maybe leaks a lot of air out of the windows and things like that. So pretty economical on heating your property too. Our internet costs are pretty economical around here as well. Our biggest provider is Midco. We also have Vast. We also have CenturyLink, but it runs right around $85 a month. Groceries. So if you're getting groceries a lot for your family, the average cost for a family of about 4 is right around $335 to $400 a month. We have great grocery store options here. We have Hy-Vee, which is one of our biggest retailers here. They're fabulous. Some of their Hy-Vee locations have a restaurant and a bar in them, which is fun. And then we have a lot of organics and a lot of different ethnic grocery stores for selections as well. So we do have a plethora of choices, but again, those costs are going to be pretty economical. They start getting higher, of course, when you get into more of the organics. One thing that we have that's close to a Whole Foods is a Pomegranate, and they offer the same type of products, not exactly like Whole Foods, but very close to the same type of products. They do have a buffet in there, and again, just gives you that clean living and pretty economical cost as well. Childcare is a big one. Childcare on average runs about $198 a week for infants through 2 years old. It's right around $188 for 3 to 5. And then anywhere between that 6-year-old to 12-year-old, it runs around $100 during that school year. So pretty economical for childcare. Cost of transportation. So the majority of adults and kids, because you can start driving in South Dakota at age 14 with a limited permit, but the majority of people own or lease their cars. So to touch on our public transportation system is called SAM, Sioux Area Metro, and it provides bus and paratransit services. A monthly pass runs about $30. The majority of people do own here, and Sioux Falls as a place to navigate in our infrastructure, it's really super easy. We have access to I-90, which is interstate that goes east and west. We have access to I-29, which runs north and south, really easy to jump on and off. And then we have I-229 that whips us around the city that connects I-29 to I-90, which is awesome. And just a little history on Sioux Falls. So in the middle of our city is our 2 country clubs. So what that means then is that you can't drive straight through our city in one artery going east and west. So that's why that I-229 came into a really great usage to get us around that city pretty quick. And on average, it takes anywhere between 12 and 17 minutes to get pretty much anywhere you're going. We do have a new highway. It was called the 100. It's called now Veterans Parkway Express. But that's going to be a highway that connects and does right now connects to I-90. So that brings in a lot of Minnesota people, which is great for our taxes. People from Minnesota coming in to shop here because we're one of the biggest shopping areas in between Minneapolis and Omaha. So we have that comes in on I-90, and it's eventually going to whip us around another big artery to take us around our city because, again, we can't go through it. It's going to take you around, and it's going to hook up to I-29. And then downtown, we have the downtown trolley, which is a hop-on, hop-off a trolley that's in our historic tour. It gives you a historic tour of the downtown area. It's a fun experience for the whole family. Riders can get on and off, and it's a very minimal cost. Regarding transportation and owning your car, the gas cost here in our market is right about $3.25, which, again, we all know gas prices do fluctuate, but it is quite a bit lower than what we're seeing in our surrounding states. A little bit of information about what the costs are in registering your car in the state of South Dakota. Since the majority of people do own their car in the state of South Dakota, I thought it'd be appropriate to tell you about what it costs to register your car here. South Dakota State does charge a 4% fee of the price of the car as a motor vehicle excise tax. So you pay that within, their requirements are within 45 days of the purchase date. There's also a title fee that runs another $10. And then if there's a lien on it, another $10 for that. They do their licensing fees based upon the weight of the car. So on average, I drive a Tahoe. So my Tahoe cost is right about $130 based upon the weight of that Tahoe. A mid-sized car runs right around that $70 to $75. So pretty inexpensive. If you have your vehicle titled and licensed from another state, you'll be granted reciprocity when you come into South Dakota, and you don't have to pay an additional tax if your state tax rate is above the South Dakota's 4% tax rate. So if the state doesn't have a tax or a lower tax rate, then you're going to have to make up that difference. And then another good thing for you guys to know is that you will have 90 days from your date of arrival to title and license your vehicle in South Dakota. Gyms. We have any type of gym you can think of here in Sioux Falls. We have multiple CrossFits, fabulous CrossFits. We have 24-hour fitness gyms. We have rock climbing gyms. We have a really awesome new rock climbing gym on the east side. We have any type of Pilates you want. We do have Orange Theory. We have row clubs. We have hot yoga. Anything you can think of to stay fit, because again, South Dakotans really do like to stay fit, and when it's nice outside, we're outside staying fit doing these classes too. So if you were to do a 24-hour fitness gym, they start at about anywhere between, sometimes with promos, $5 to $25 a month. Hot yoga runs anywhere from about $15 to $20 per class. You can do punch cards, you can do memberships there for discounted fees as well. And then we have a company called Great Life Fitness and Golf, where you can get access to any of their 20 gyms and 18 golf courses for one membership fee. Family memberships start at $90 a month. They also have partnerships with other recreational companies in town where you can get discounted admissions. One being the best axe throwing establishment, Rough Cut Social, where members get $5 off per session. And another really fun place that you will love in Sioux Falls is that new rock climbing place I was talking about, Frontier Climbing and Fitness. They have CrossFit in there. They have just these state-of-the-art climbing walls, not only for the bigger kiddos and adults, but they also have a little kids section. So check out Frontier Climbing. The information will be below. So what does food cost in Sioux Falls? Well, Sioux Falls has a very diverse culinary scene with over what does food cost in Sioux Falls? Sioux Falls has a very diverse culinary scene with over 700 restaurants. I've said for years that I sell houses with beautiful kitchens, but I promise you, nobody cooks in them. It seems like everybody is out eating out. It's beautiful. An average cost for two for supper, that includes drinks, appies, and something a little bit fancy, that's going to be probably around that $60 for two of you, so $30-some a plate. If you're cool with just going out for two and getting a pizza and having some beer, hanging out, being low-key, that's going to be closer to, you can even do both of you for probably like $25 to $30, depending on how many beers you have. So you'd be hard-pressed in our area not to find all the major national big box stores. So from Super Walmart to Target to Costco to Sam's, we have them here. So that was our deep dive on what the average costs are for living in the Sioux Falls area. If you have any more questions about that, hit the number below or the email. We'll get back to you right away. For an all-inclusive, full-service relocation and integration process into the Sioux Falls area, again, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you want to get a hold of us, we have your back when you're moving into the Sioux Falls area. And if you live here now and you want to continue to build your wealth through real estate or start your wealth through real estate process, hit the number below and we'll walk you through our system-centric, client-focused, lifetime home support model. Until the next video, see ya!